Hello and welcome to Inside Solent, our monthly look at the university's latest news, projects and events. I'm multimedia journalism student Josh Stokes.
And I'm Amy Sutton, Graduate Associate for the School of Business, Law and Communications, and we'll be your hosts this month.
In this programme, we find out who won this year's annual model yacht race. We talk to Oscar Rodriguez about his prize-winning pitch at the British European Talent Screening event.
And Dr James Steele explains the importance of resistance training.
But first, a big congrats to a few members of the Solent family. Final year fashion student Alicia Teeper has been selected as one of 8 graduate fashion designers to watch by Graduate Fashion Week 2017 and was featured on Vogue's website.
And it's good news for Solent researchers who have been awarded £175,000 funding from Lloyd's Register Foundation and the TK Foundation to examine crew efficiency. According to project lead Dr Kate Pike, the project could increase vessel safety, efficiency and seafarers' welfare.
And finally, our software engineering students are celebrating after winning big at the TM Forum Hackathon. The students pocketed €5,000 and their own drones after winning Best Drone App and Best Overall App.
Now, last month our yacht engineering students caused quite a splash at the annual model yacht race on Gosport Boating Lake. The race, which began more than 40 years ago as a bit of end-of-term fun, is now part of the first-year assessment unit. The students spent over 100 hours designing and building the boats before testing them on Gosport Boating Lake. Timothy Villain-Amra from France took first place, Filippo Gori from Italy came second, and the UK's Ben Slater third. Ben also won an award for Best Model, voted for by the students.
And it's lights, camera, action for a couple of BA Honours Media, Culture and Production students who scooped a €500 developmental prize for their documentary at the British European Talent Screening event in Berlin.
We caught up with one of them to find out more.
Debbie Makumbi and Oscar Rodriguez fought off fierce competition to scoop the development funding for their forthcoming documentary set in Uganda. But they took away far more than money from the event.
I've learned from the pitching event in Berlin are the great advice I've received from professionals working in the film industry. Also, I've learned the importance of collaboration with other people. There were people from Germany and the UK, and also the importance of networking. Since
returning, Debbie and Oscar have been busy developing the film.
Well, currently my colleague and partner Debbie is in Uganda. She's contacting production companies, local production companies, to produce their documentary, to do the filming. And I'm more on the financial part of it, so I'm seeking for potential fundings, and also we're considering to do the post-production with a German team that we met in the pitching event.
Hopefully it won't be too long before we learn more about 13-year-old Haruna, who sells beads to pay for school. This is Sarah Jane Wareham for Inside Solent.
Sports science Dr James Steele's latest paper on the importance of resistance training has recently been published by BMC Public Health. He talks to us about why there needs to be more emphasis on resistance training in public health guidelines and research.
We've recently published a paper arguing that the current physical activity guidelines are primarily focused on very kind of low effort aerobic type activities, so things like walking, jogging, the typical types of activities that most people are familiar with, but there's less emphasis on what are called muscle strengthening activities, things like what we call resistance trainings, lifting weights, doing press-ups, squats, things like that. So what we're doing is we're seeking funding to support a project, and we've got a large team of collaborators involved in the project with expertise ranging from specifically how to put together resistance training interventions through to public health promotion, psychology around behaviour change with regards to physical activity and exercise, and specifically resistance training. If we educate people more around doing this type of resistance training and how they can implement it in a variety of settings using a variety of modes and types of resistance, then can we increase their adherence to performing that type of exercise, and then will that subsequently have an impact on health outcomes for those people?
And now it's time to have a look at the events we have coming up this month.
The Spark will play host to the Student Retention Conference on the 2nd of June, where university administrators from across the sector will join us for a day of workshops.
Our School of Art, Design and Fashion will also be hosting their annual summer shows from the 9th to the 15th of June.
Events will include multiple exhibitions, an official catwalk to showcase our students' designs. Be sure to check out our website for more information on times and locations and to grab your tickets.
We now go over to Vice-Chancellor Professor Graham Baldwin to get the latest sector updates and university news.
So what kind of changes can we expect to see this summer?
Oh, lots of changes. It's a misnomer that universities are quiet during the summer, but actually there's loads of activity going on. We're obviously awaiting the general election, the results of that. We're also awaiting the results of the Teaching Excellence Framework, so both will come out at some point in June, and the university will spend some time digesting the outcomes and then deciding what it is that we need to do.
Is there anything planned for campus improvement?
Yeah, we're always updating and improving the estate during the summer. You'll have seen the scaffolding on the Millet building where we're putting in the new windows to match the spark. Of course, we're hoping to commence the development of the new indoor sports facilities during July. We're making great progress with the refurbishment of buildings to accommodate the cadet education and training, which is moving into Southampton this September. And in RM building, we're creating new laboratories for nutrition and biomedical, which will support our new programs in those areas and support the development of our health and social care agenda.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think one of the most exciting things that happens in the summer, and the thing that we're most looking forward to, is graduation. Highlight of the year, the opportunity to celebrate fantastic achievements of all our students, and we will obviously look forward to congratulating them and wishing them good luck for the future.
And now it's time for a roundup of this month's sporting news. It's been a busy month for Team Solent as seasons are coming to a close and having recently celebrated the Solent Sports Awards. Following many wins, medals and championship finishes, Solent also held their own at varsity facing rivals Bournemouth. And looking forward, Solent's wheelchair rugby team will welcome TBG Invictus Games squad at home in St Mary's. But first, Solent stood proud on the podium at this year's Hampshire Athletics Track and Field Championships, with Solent winning gold in both men and women's pole vault. Sam Bass Cooper and Laura Edwards took both titles, with Laura earning her championship best performance. And congratulations are also in order to the other young athletes in the Hampshire region, supported by the university's HPA system, who also took away many medals. It's continued success for cricket at Solent. The men's cricket team are heading to Oxford for their final game of the season and hoping to secure their 5th win. The Solent Sports Awards attracted over 400 people and continues to appeal to the student body as a true celebration of the past year of sport. While on paper it was a successful night for cricket, basketball and table tennis, over 25 different sports teams were included amongst the nominees. The night was compared by BBC South Today's Tony Husband, and England Rugby's Phil Vickery was the guest of honour. The BU versus Solent varsity welcomed over 1,700 people throughout the day, 900 of which were participants across the 25 sports matches. Sadly, we lost the final count on the day, 14-11, but it was a far closer score than previous years. Solent Sharks wheelchair rugby team finished 5th in their league after a win against the Marauders WRC 48-60. Staying with wheelchair rugby, Team Solent Sharks will be taking on the GB Invictus Games wheelchair rugby team in July. The Invictus Games is an international Paralympic-style multi-sport event created by Britain's Prince Harry, in which wounded, injured or sick armed services personnel and their associated veterans take part. Team Solent Sharks will host the match on Friday, 1st of July at St Mary's Sports Hall at 4 p.m, and the event will be free to spectate. Good luck to them, and don't forget to check out Solent Sport website and social media pages for the latest fixtures and results. And most importantly, get behind Team Solent. And finally, Solent recently celebrated its annual Street Jam live event.
This is the 3rd year the event has taken over Guildhall Square. The day was full of art, dance and music, showcasing live graffiti artists and street dance performances. We even had a visit from Solent graduate and professional artist Kev Monday.
That's all we have time for this month. Tune in next month for the latest news, views and events inside Solent.
Goodbye and thank you for watching.